Hey guys, Ryan Earnhardt here from CreativeSoundLab.tv. Well, today I just released a brand new video, actually yesterday, over on Sonic Scoop. So go over to the Sonic Scoop YouTube channel, check out a new video I did on the Sound Toys 5 bundle. Now, I cover a technique where there's kind of this fake choir that I do. And it's actually really pretty cool. I used a little altar boy to do it, but I didn't go into all the little tricks that I could have in that video. And I have a few kind of extra pieces of content that didn't make it into the final edit on that video. So I want to talk to you about my fake choir. I'll show you a little bit about it because I want you to go and support me over on Sonic Scoop on their YouTube channel. But I want to show you some kind of backup little tricks that I wanted to cover. I didn't have time to. Some really cool stuff here. So stick around. Okay, so, I was filming. There's just tons of stuff to cover, Here's the track, okay? It is Higher Mind by Jordan Okrend. I only had two vocal takes here. Actually had more than that, but I just kind of limited myself to 2 vocal takes, kind of real world, like you only get so many, right? And I wanted to see what the little altar boy could do. So, check this out. This is pretty cool.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
Yeah, so that is just 2 vocal takes. Here's the main vocal, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, one of these is like the main vocal, and then the other one is the backup vocal, then main vocal again. So this is actually the same performance as the main vocal, but we are transposing this, and it's making it different enough that it works. Check this out. I'll do a solo of just this and show you what it sounds like.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
Okay, so at first I was like, why does this sound so high? Because the plugin that I had opened was actually, there we go, was actually negative 12. So yeah, we heard the positive 12, so up an octave. Now the Formant is like a resonance of the like the vocal cavities, right? So when you pitch something, it really helps to adjust the Formant a little bit this way or that way, so that it doesn't just sound like a dead giveaway, like a kind of an awkward shift in pitch. And otherwise it just seems kind of messed with. And so for this, the Formant kind of gives this effect that it's like a guy singing falsetto. But I can make it sound like a little tiny schoolgirl. I can make it sound like a big dude singing falsetto. The whole range is there. Let me play a little for you here.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
Yeah, that's not exactly useful way up high. Let's try a little bit lower.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
Okay, so I like that. Now, the negative ones, I'll just play those real quick.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
So this helped it to kind of avoid some just weird artifacts, a little bit more natural that way. So I think this plugin was on one of the higher channels. I'll just put it back to its original settings. So I have low and low. Keep in mind I have 2 vocal tracks, right? So low and low. This is negative 12 over here. Then I have high and high. Then I have one down the middle. And this one is not pitched transposed, but the format is just slightly adjusted.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind. To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
So it changes it enough so that it doesn't completely chorus and sound all weird with the main vocal. So that's kind of the theory behind this, is to create kind of a fake chorus. And again, I talk about it fully in the Sonic Scoop video, as well as two other really cool techniques that I use on this track. But this is the basis of the technique, okay? I have transposed low and low, high and high, and then a formant adjusted down the middle. So here's where it gets interesting is, let's say we've done all this. Well, what about actually pitch correcting, right? On the little Ultra Boy, we could actually pitch correct by quantizing. However, it's a bit aggressive, so I'd rather be able to go at a little bit slower speed. I can take this off. Go at a slower speed so it's more natural, and correct it upstream of the little Ultra Boy. So the little Ultra Boy is going to just take it an octave down or up. It doesn't necessarily judge if it's, a few cents sharp or flat. It's just it just transposes. So we can actually correct it here. Okay? So the natural variation in pitch, little Ultra Boy is actually a letting, it's letting through, a letting through, I guess, if you combine those two. But it's it's letting through the variations in pitch, right? We can pitch correct and have a slow speed. So we're going to pitch correct each of these and see what it does. I have a theory that it doesn't necessarily sound better. I mean, technically it sounds better, but I don't know. Check this out. This is interesting.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
In the context,
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
no pitch correction.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind. To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
So maybe I could pitch correct just the top vocalist here. So the ones that go up in octave.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
But I'm not sure that's any better. Here it is without any pitch correction.
To a higher mind, a higher mind.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Okrend is a really good vocalist, really good musician. He didn't need any help, And I think that this is snapping the vocals to a place where they just don't want to sit. I mean, it's the equal temperament of the modern scale versus where vocals can best harmonize together. And of course, this is just unison, so I guess that doesn't really apply because it's just double the frequency. 440 to 880, for example. But a lot of times, the pitch correction, it doesn't necessarily give you the best sound. Sometimes it can sound almost kind of anxious sounding, almost stiff, And here we're able to keep it loose, let the pitch kind of breathe a little bit. And I think it matters, no pitch correction. He's close enough. A natural waver. I think it sounds really good. So another thing that I kind of experimented with is the order of these. So I have, two vocal takes, vocal take one, vocal take two. And then what I did is I messed around with it. I said, man, this sounds so cool, I was kind of like at this state for a long time with just two.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
And by the way, like without any of this technique, I mean, I've been mixing this song for, I don't know, like we recorded a couple years ago, and it's always just been just this.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
Yeah, so we added the extra vocals, and all of a sudden the chorus just pops. And it is kind of a unison thing, right? Like, I didn't go to the trouble of, repitching it using Little Ultra Boy, because you could do that too and actually control it MIDI and have it do harmonies, which is pretty cool. But I'm just doing kind of a unison part kind of deal where everybody's just singing together, right? It's kind of a very campfire type sound. But yeah, that's where we are now. And so I had, the first vocal track, second vocal track, first, second. And I noticed that one side sounded kind of more dominant than the other. And it's because of the way he sang it. It was just a little bit more kind of forceful on the delivery, and the other was a little more maybe held back. So what I decided to do is take it and go vocal take 1, 2, then vocal take 2, 1. So in the left channel, we have a vocal take 1 and a vocal take 2. The right channel, we have a vocal take 1 and 2. So there's not doubling up of that same performance on one side. Let me show you the difference here. Here's what I had, and see if you can tell the difference.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind. To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
Yeah, I think I like this one a little better. It just kind of blends a little more. So that was, kind of my second big thing with this choir is, just trying to experiment with how to make it sound a little bigger, a little more natural. Of course, it's not a natural thing at all, but yeah, those two things, you'd think that the pitch correction would help things. It doesn't necessarily. You'd think that you can layer stuff, but just because in a real choir, the altos, the tenors, the bass are on, together and different sides, doesn't mean that in a mixed environment you could split them up. Spread out the basses, spread out the tenors, spread out the altos, right? So we can do that. We can give it a full sound. Kind of reminds me of like mixing a brass section. I've experimented with putting the trumpet down the middle, sax, trombone, versus trombone, sax, trumpet. You see what I mean? The sax has a lot of low end, but it isn't necessarily that kind of bassy of an instrument. It has a lot of cut to it. So you have to consider the context of what you're doing with these things. This is a little bit loud here, and it's a little hot because I wanted you to really hear it. Here's the context of all this kind of sunk down into the mix.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
Yeah. So that works really well. Now at the bus level, I did a little let's see here, little chorus on it just to further kind of smear it. Then I did a high cut, some compression, and I don't know why these keep popping up off screen, and then a little bit of a low end reduction at 700. And yeah, that's my fake choir sound. Here's what it is without any of that bus processing.
To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind. To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind. To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind. To a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind, a higher mind.
Yeah. So I don't know if you dig that or not. Let me know in the comments below. I really think that, stuff like this, it really is cool. I mean, I have a lot of fun doing this. I don't know. I just really like tricks that kind of make things go a little bit longer, You only have so many vocal takes. How can you stretch that? Make it go longer, make it more effective. I could have done like a copy and paste kind of job where you take the chorus 2 and chorus 3, paste it over to chorus 1. You kind of, get all of your takes that way. And those are actually good tricks, Those are individual performances unless you did that at the beginning and tracking. A lot of times I'll actually track 3 choruses. But yeah, this is a way that, you're limited. How do you make it sound bigger? Right? Okay, let me know in the comments below. Talk to you later.